What is up, guys? Welcome back. Today I wanted to do a bit of a analysis on a vlog that my friend recently posted from our Bali trip. It's a week in the life. And then Seth posted this video that I helped film a little bit of. Not all of it, but definitely a fair chunk of it I helped record with him. And I pretty much just wanted to go over it and cover and explain why I did things the way I did, what I was thinking when I was shooting, and then why certain shots came out as they did. So let's get straight into it.
Cool. Alright, I'll do a little walk in. Welcome to...
Bang. Immediately you can see on those first 4 shots we have that very first shot. Bang. This first shot is what's called an establishing shot, and I simply use this initially to display the environment that the subject matter is in. So obviously we can see it's the morning, he's in a villa, it's daytime, you know, you got one of the background, he's at his desk and he's working, he's got his electrolytes, all that sort of thing. So I'm kind of already subconsciously putting the viewer's head exactly on where the setting is, where the environment is, what the subject matter is somewhat doing, and then that's when we can pick in and go closer to certain details. So you can see instantly the shot after this goes to this shot, which is obviously a lot closer. It's even closer than a medium shot. I'd say it's a close-up, not extreme close-up, definitely a close-up though. Obviously you can see here I've used this laptop screen and this bottle as a bit of foreground for the shot. For this, I just made sure my f-stop was as low as it can go, and I think I shot this quite zoomed in just for that bit of that compression. Yeah, again, helps to show a little bit about what he's doing, and this is a complete flip from the other shot in saying I was here before and now I'm facing him.
I'll do a little walk in.
Shot after that goes back to this, a little bit of the same sort of shot, except I'm now way further back. This sort of stuff is in focus, obviously. Again, just showing a bit about what he's actually doing. Some more sort of establishing shots, but in the sense that they are establishing more about the actual detail that Seth is doing in the morning. Bang.
Welcome to...
Then we'll get into these shots a little bit later because there's more of a group of them together, but yeah, we'll get into
boys,
those. Bang. This is the first main sort of talking shot that I did for him. So initially, it's a pretty basic shot, to be honest. It's nothing super crazy. Again, just a wide shot to sort of showcase the sort of environment we're in, the villa. I know we had one at the beginning, but again, another wide establishing shot. This was probably shot at 20 mil, 16 mil, something like that. And yeah, just marked him up, got him to stand in the middle. Nothing too crazy with this shot.
Talking of 2025 in this villa, 3-bedroom.
Alright, bang, instantly, music hits, cinematic B-roll hits as well. So obviously this was just, we got some candid stuff like this. I really tried to get a fair share of candid shots for them, purely because that's super helpful in any types of videos. It just looks more natural, more authentic, more relatable, that sort of thing. It doesn't look as staged. So this was just a sunset. We were on top of the roof and just got some B-roll of both Richard over here and Seth. Yeah, another one before then. And then we go into this. This is the first match cut of the video. If you don't know what match cut is, it's pretty much just leaving. A lot of the time in founders documenting their journey, match cuts are simply keeping a camera in the same spot and then leaving it there for hours and then just snipping in between certain times. So you get that same sort of, I'll just show you, they'll probably be easier.
Trying to pay for this and live this life. Got some sick projects going on today, got some...
So you saw that, it's the same position, same angle, same everything, but it's just switching between the times at which we're there. So that's first match cut of the video, back to the shot as well. Bang. Alright, so now, this is the part I really wanted to get into. I'll let it play out.
Life in a bit of a different way so I can get my ideas and my inspirations.
So instantly, these first 2 shots here, he starts talking about his ideas and his inspirations, how he gets them, how, you know, his life as a creative is very dependent on that sort of thing. So pretty much these shots help to show the sort of beginning of getting those sort of creative ideas, you know, really letting your mind relax, letting yourself think, all that sort of thing. So he gets into it a little bit more further into the day, but pretty much, yeah, really good editing from Seth here, using the right B-roll for the right sentence that he's saying and for the right topic that he's talking about. So yeah, real good there.
So I live my life in a bit of a different way so I can get my ideas and my inspirations. I'm gonna take you along the whole day, and I'm just fucking excited. Let's get straight into this. No time to waste.
Alright, bang. So instantly morning lock-in, little montage. So we had some initial shots, some basic B-roll, and then back into the second match cut. As we can see here, we've got
take you along the whole day, and I'm just fucking excited. Let's get straight into this. No time to waste.
One, that's there's me, and then
yeah, I mean, routine.
Again, same sort of match cuts there. They're great, especially if you've got some music pumping. They're really good to do on the beat, and yeah. Then we go into this.
Yeah, I mean, routine at the moment. Routine's fucked.
So pretty much, the reason these shots are so helpful is because they are practically conversations between me and the creator, or me and the entrepreneur, or whoever I'm filming with. So pretty much, instead of them having to set up the camera themselves and then them having a conversation with the camera directly, yes, Seth looks at the camera, looks into the lens, but I'm behind the camera and I just ask him any sort of questions. He doesn't know if I'm recording, if I'm not recording, and he just thinks of it as a conversation between me and him. I'm just his mate, he's just my mate, we're just having a conversation. So I might go up to him and ask, oh, how is exercise beneficial to your creative work? Or what are you trying to achieve in the next month of your business model? Or, you know, how do you honestly feel you've worked the past week? I don't know. Any sort of question like that. And he'll just answer it as if I'm just asking it genuinely. And that's what's so good about these sort of snippets, and that's what's so good about having a personal videographer or being able to learn how to shoot this sort of stuff, because you can then snip it out of this so much short form content as well. So you pile up a huge, nice long form video, chuck it out, and then from there you snip it up so much good ideas from it that you just ended up speaking about.
To be fair. But the main thing is, the first thing I've noticed is I'm UK based, so most of our team is in the UK, so our time zone.
As well, this shot is just pretty standard, wide shot, nothing crazy.
You miss the end half the day here in Bali, so I'll wake up.
There you go. Now we get into the fourth dimension.
Phones on, or drift away.
Show some of these sort of shots. And the one thing I wanted to touch on here is specifically why I shot it like I did. You can see that all the shots, I'm stood quite far back.
Can chill, I'll put headphones
so instantly, that shot.
on, or drift away into fourth
that
dimension,
shot, that shot. You can see that he's talking about drifting into this fourth dimension. He's talking about, you know, this is where he lets his creative ideas come through. And to do that, he needs peace, he needs silence, you know, he puts his headphones on, plays some music, whatever he does, and he just locks into that fourth dimension, right? And that's where he lets all of his ideas come out and all his inspiration come out. And he just needs peace for that, right? He needs to be by himself in his own thoughts. And so if I was up close, super wide, you know, genuinely with my camera really up close to his face, the viewer would subconsciously see that and think, okay, so this guy, he's not really locked in then into this fourth dimension because the cameraman's just right in his face, right? It seems too staged. Instead, this, he genuinely just went into this sort of fourth dimension, we'll call it, where he just lets his ideas flow and lets his ideas think and lets the inspiration come to him. And so for this, I used my 7200, no, not my 7200, I used my 24-70, and I chucked it in APS-C mode, so I was sat at about 100 mil. And I stood really far back and I zoomed all the way in and I just used compression and really showed that distance. Like, obviously you can see I'm not actually like showing the environment too much, but you can definitely notice that compression, especially with this shot where you see that foreground being used and you see that distance. And that allows subconsciously the viewer to think more about that he's in this dimension by himself. He's, you know, far away from anyone and he's just him and his own thoughts.
You just let the ideas fucking come and the inspiration. So yeah, we're basically just getting ready for that now. And I like doing that.
This is just, again, more of a bit of a following shot. Again, you'll see the lighting in here was pretty poor, and this is why I always talk about not using the lights that already come in your room or already come in your house, because 95% of the time they're shit. You can't manage them, you can't control them very much, you can't customize them whatsoever. So just get a light like this. It costs $40 on Amazon. I promise you, you're not going to regret it.
Gets me ready for the day. Just gets me fucking prepped. Getting cool content shot, everything.
This is back to sort of like just a follower cam. Again, just asked him a quick question and he just straight gets into it, having a conversation with me and showcasing whatever he's doing.
Now to the gym real quick, but let me do a little villa tour real quick. We've just got the boys turned up as well. MTV Cribs, welcome in, welcome.
Another thing I wanted to touch on quickly is how I'm actually exposing for these shots constantly. So I shoot all my stuff in manual. I'm not using aperture priority or anything like that, shutter priority. I'm always using manual on my camera, and so pretty much what I'll do is, instead of fixing around with my ISO, where you'll see the ISO jump up, it's like a sharp jump and it's noticeable, it's not smooth, or the same with the aperture, you'll see it jump up, and again, I like to shoot my footage with a quite low aperture, so it's not really ideal, and obviously I got to keep my shutter speed to follow the 180-degree rule. So what I will do is I'll expose and compensate my exposure all with my ND filter. So I'll just have my ND filter at the front, and that's all I will turn to expose, go brighter or darker depending on the scene. So here you can see it goes a bit darker. Yeah, goes a little bit darker, and then I brighten it up a little bit.
Are we doing this? Oh,
All that sort of thing. Bang. Alright, so now we get into the next scene, which is the gym. We're outside at this outdoor gym, and Seth's just doing a little workout, and I'm just kind of following through it. As you can see,
It feels so good when I train. I just train for the ideas, like my work.
Anytime I do any sort of talking head video with someone else, I'm usually just trying to keep it decently wide. And especially in this scenario, Seth is obviously moving a lot around, so if I was too punched in, it just wouldn't really work, and it'd go out of focus a lot and go out of frame a lot.
Making content, marketing, it's all about ideas, it's all about inspiration, it's all about the inputs that you have from your brain, like creative input, and I get that when I fucking train, and when I train hard. Runs, walks, getting outside, just being in nature.
Again, this was all sprouted just from one initial question about me saying, I think it was something around the idea of, you know, what is so beneficial to you exercising so much, and how does that benefit your creative work, or something like that. Alright, so same sort of shots here. I went a bit lower for this shot when he was doing the muscle up, not because he was already high, but purely because I wanted to show a bit of dominance in Seth's point of view, so I definitely brought the camera lower. Sorry, obviously if we've got a low angle, we're showcasing dominance on the subject matter, so this is something else I did for him. Yeah, there. Same sort of shit here. Again, see how I pulled a little bit wider there, especially here in the situation where there's two people. I really got to make sure that they're both in focus, and that they're not both going out of frame.
You keep pushing each other.
Here I'm just using a bit of symmetry. Obviously this is balance, cut down the line. You know, you got this is a pretty symmetrical shot, and just went front on from this. Same sort of thing here. See how I went wider? That showcases more of the environment. And then obviously zoomed into there, but you can't really see what it said. Luckily you put it on the screen. And then we got another great talking bit. So again, keeping him in frame, keeping him in focus, keeping the shot exposed. Those are the three things that I have to keep in mind when I'm filming these talking to head scenes. A little match cut sequence here of him making breakfast. Kept it wide. Obviously I wanted to get him actually cooking in frame as well as what he ordered, so I kept that all wide. Little close-up shots of what he's actually doing. And then this sort of shot, I literally set the camera down without even noticing it was recording. I just set it down, acting like I was just taking a pause from filming. And we just had a chat, we just talked, and that's where you get a lot of this amazing content. Again, asking him what did he actually get. So you can see I got detailed shots of the actual call of the laptop, and then detailed call of Seth on the actual call is simply his face and his expressions, then a wider shot.
He's an absolute killer.
And then some unique shots where I've used the door and the wall here as a bit of framing for it, just to show that distance as well. Awesome. Now, he's just finished the call. This is again back to that sort of just interactive with me, conversation sort of shots and scenes.
Beautiful.
How'd it go?
Chip's taking over new content.
You can hear me talking. How'd it go?
Excited for it. Yeah. On his YouTube.
Now, I already noticed the shots overexposed for me, in my opinion. I think I could have brought down my ND filter's brightness a little bit. As you can see, all the highlights in the back are probably overdone. But as well, I probably would have graded this a little bit different. Obviously, I don't know if I prefaced in the beginning, I didn't grade any of these shots at all, Seth. I think he killed I think he really, really did well with the grading. Obviously, there's things I would have done different, but that's just personal preference at the end of the day. More here, we went to Uluwatu. This was in my room actually, but again, I did a breakdown video on Instagram about this shot specifically. Frame to frame, rule of thirds, balanced sort of shot. You know, turned off all the lights, natural lighting, high vibrance. You know, great little shot here, and really symmetrical, which I love. Match cuts. And again, some other little bang. So again, some little shots that I filmed in Uluwatu that he just snipped up and put in there, which is great. Boom, boom, boom. And then we go to these videos. Now this clip is rather long, so I'm not going to go through all of it, but practically this I filmed for him as well on the beach. Pretty standard shot, again, just more talking videos, and this is why they're so good. We filmed for like 10-15 minutes and we got so many videos out of it, and I was just asking him random questions, so yeah, it's really good. Alright, so again, these are some of my shots. Just, I like to film in general B-roll of the environment so that they can also use it as well. It's great for me. So these sort of shots here, random things, just a bit of fun. And then again, we were at a shooting range, so I filmed them shooting some guns here. A little bit of reaction shots afterwards, that's always great. Same sort of thing. Alright, and that's pretty much, I believe, all the footage that I filmed for that video. Overall, Seth, if you're watching this, you probably are. Killer video, seriously, fucking killer video. Got me kind of emotional when we were finishing up the Bali trip and watching this, but yeah, it was so fun to film this. And then there'll be another one coming soon. I filmed for Richard, the other person we were staying with in Bali, and that video would be great as well. So I'll do another analysis of that and why exactly I did these sort of shots. Also, if you guys are curious on where I learned this sort of stuff, or how do I think this sort of way about every single shot and how can I go so in detail about these sort of things, then I did actually recently launch an entire 8-week program where we help you go from absolutely having no idea how to use your camera or your phone to film cinematic content to then being able to document your journey as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, and really build your personal brand up with some really insane visuals, because realistically your business deserves to have an impact and we are how to make that happen. So on that note, top link in the description will have all that sort of stuff where you can connect with us. And but yeah, this was just a bit of an insight into what the process looks like in terms of filming as a videographer, what my thoughts are when I'm filming, the sort of impact that great visuals can sort of have on your content, and how much content you can squeeze out from one day of filming. So yeah, it was just great, man, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys found some value in this, and I hope you guys learned something. If you've got any questions, again, for anything from this video, drop it down below, and yeah, peace, guys.